Okay, so welcome back from the break. You're still watching an intimate review here on Metro Television. I am Desifading the Starboy here with Helen K and Coca, and our guest this afternoon, all the way from my people. He's from my side, my nice, corridor boy.
Your homeboy, right?
And from the campus of Olagels, when he was called Fingers, and I understand that he was doing some solo thing there, and he was singing along with it. And that is how this whole thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest this afternoon is the hitmaker, Sugarcane hitmaker, Kamido Boomba. Kamido, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's good to have you. It's been a while. We've been chasing, but of course, I've seen all the busy moves. Yeah, but I mean, really, recounting, like I mentioned, I got some story from that side. That's how it started. You knew it was going to be like this one day.
Yeah, I pretty much envisioned everything. I'm still envisioning more.
No, I just think the guess.
Yeah, I mean, I always envisioned myself becoming an artist that appeals to the whole world, one day, and also performs to the whole world, something like that. I've always envisioned it.
Okay, and of course, Coca is here, so we'll be fielding in the Global Citizens Festival, and of course, catching up with Kamido also. But I've heard, and I even saw it on Facebook today, someone said that Sugarcane is just saying what the person said. Is the wackest amongst the song Kamido has released. If you've ever listened to any of his previous songs, you will understand what I mean. Is it true?
That's the person's opinion, and everyone is free to share their opinion. And I've always said that it's not it's my best song. It's my biggest song. It's not my best song. I believe I make records that are more that I can deem as best with regards to all factors that is being considered when the song is being rated. Do you understand? Than Sugarcane. I've made records like that. But that's just the person's opinion, so it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
But then that's to say that sometimes you can actually have great songs, but then they will not necessarily be hit songs.
Be hit songs. Do you know what I mean?
So you put your energy in a song, and it's actually great for you and others that are even making a point. They will say that it's a great song, but then it's unable to make it. What is it really? What could be the problem?
I think everything boils down to marketing, and also with time. There are some products that there's some jackets that you can only wear in winter. Do you know what I mean? So when you make them during summer, it may seem as if there's no market for them. Do you understand?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But during winter, then you realize that I always use Burna Boy's Yay as an example. When the time came for the record to pop, it popped. Couple things happened, and then he enabled the record. So sometimes, it's just for me, I always ensure that I put my best, my 100% in every record that I make. Do you understand?
At what point did you decide that this is the time I really want to put my 100% out there for people to know that this is the artist I want to be?
I started doing that. I mean, I've always done that, but when I became a solo artist, then I realized that everything had to come from me. I began in a group, so then at some point, that you have to just do a certain percentage and leave the rest for your partner or your partners to also do. But when I became a solo artist, I realized that 100% had to come from me. So I started putting, that's from 2018, right? Yeah, 2018.
What was the name of that group?
The group was called Bells.
Bells.
Right.
How did you do?
Were they girls?
No, we was two boys.
Oh, okay.
We're two boys in a group. Yeah, we're two
But
boys.
they're still doing music.
The other person.
Yeah, I think he is. I haven't checked up on him. He's my brother. I haven't checked up on him in a minute, but he does music and alongside nursing. So you can imagine how it's gonna be
Now I remember him.
Yeah.
You hardly hear artists mention record. I've noticed since you started answering the questions, you're saying record. That you're not saying a song.
Right.
You're saying a record. For me, it is telling me that there's so much insight in everything that you want to put out, and you don't want it to be just one of those things. Just a month thing and it's over.
Yeah.
What is the motive really to make a record, as you put it? Because you are done the likes of the best, as I was mentioning, that one of my favorites,
Right.
Available, Maria, and still maybe you're thinking that I'm putting so much effort, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, and one of the things I consider is longevity, right? It's one of the key things I hold firm. Like I want to build over time and become like top of the food chain. Do you understand? And I feel like Rome like wasn't built in a day. So I don't always like chase hits, like I don't chase making hit songs. Like I can make a hit song today.
Before you go on, I want you to educate me on this.
Okay.
What's the difference between a hit song and a good song?
In my opinion, I don't have it all figured out, but in my opinion, a hit song is just one that everyone knows. Like it's just one that is as popular as, all of the ones that pop up every time. A hit record is like a blown song.
Okay.
So it may not necessarily be a good song.
So when some people like from the studio, they listen to a record and they be like, yo, this is a hit. It just basically means that it kind of like has the potentials of, a song that can just become popular in no time.
That everybody can sing.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of the times it's mostly about songs that have that potential. It's like, okay, this is what is popping now. So once you jump into that BPM and that kind of like genre, it's easy to like, be played after the popular ones in the system. So that's how I see it, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I mean, a good song is a good song. A good song is a good song, depending. I think it depends on the listener also.
Okay, so the listener decides.
Because if you're going through like some tough times and you really want to hear some motivational songs, if they're playing some shake your bum bum shake, it's trash to you. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, but if you're in a club and you just want to get high and just go crazy, if they're playing bum bum, that's like the sickest tune to you, and then the motivational one becomes trash to you. So yeah, it depends heavily on the listener. Yeah.
Okay. Now the Sugarcane song, I've heard you say it was intentional to get into a certain market. At what point did you think about it, or your team thought that, we need to leave just the corners of Ghana and get out into this market, which is Nigeria, which we think will help us?
You could bear with me that like a time came where almost everyone was like saying that all the thing when they listen to Kamido is a Nigerian artist or a Nigerian brand. Like a lot of people kind of like saw me doing well in the Nigerian market. So I said, you know what? Okay, if this is what it is, then let me just turn the lemons into lemonade for myself.
Okay.
Let me tap into that market and see how it would treat me, because at the end of the day, from the beginning, I've never like wanted to make music only for Ghana. I've always like wanted to make music for the world.
So when you stepped foot, the very first day you stepped foot in Nigeria,
right,
knowing you didn't know anybody there, but the only thing you had there was your music. When you stepped foot there, what was the feeling like?
The feeling was one that an underground, like one that I had when I first came to Accra. Like I was from Ho. I stayed in Ho a lot, and I moved to Accra in pursuit of my dreams, and when I first stepped foot in Accra, like all I saw was, okay, this is a whole new city, a whole new, like nobody knows me here. So I have to like treat myself like a day old chick. Do you understand? Like I now have to learn how to market myself here, what I need to do. So I started like approaching it from that angle. Like I went into studios, befriending people, number one, also learning how music is recorded here. How are these stars promoting their record? How are they becoming, so that is the whole concept. So when I stepped in Nigeria there, even before I stepped in, I did some, research. So then when I got there, I just approached the research like based on what
your first
the resource
interview
was. Yeah.
You against a presenter, you didn't know who was listening.
Yeah.
How was the environment for you when they open your song? You hear the feedback. How was the feeling for you?
It felt great, number one, because I haven't had my music played on that station, obviously, before, so I was excited, and plus I didn't know how I was looking on TV, so it's like, like I'm like, you know, like I don't know how I'm gonna be looking to people and my family back home, and everything I'm gonna say is calculated because it's like you don't want to say anything that's like, oh,
that messes
like,
up.
you know what I mean? So I was only like very careful, but I think I enjoyed the whole process of like first being on TV or in an interview.
Did they have an impact on your French performance? Did they have an impact on the day out performance you did in the pub? I want you just to walk us through how you took that opportunity for that artist who is out there, who also has a song but has not dared to go beyond the barriers, to say that, okay, I'm walking into Cote d'Ivoire or I'm walking to Nigeria to get my attention. How was the feeling like, and how did you take advantage of it?
For me, number one, I think it's based on what the artist's vision is. Do you understand? Like for me, from day one, I've always like dreamt of becoming a global icon. Do you understand? So then everything that I had to do from day one had to be calculated towards the overall goal of becoming a global like brand. And before I can do that, I had to blow in Ho. I had to now blow in Accra or even in like East Legon, Medina before I moved to the next. Do you understand? And then when I moved past that stage, like I was always daring because then I want to hear my music or sit back at home and like see on televisions across the world, like BBC's reporting something about Camido's performance in Kenya, like a station, this, that, all over the world. So it's like, that's how I moved. Do you understand? That's the approach I moved. Like, so it's like, even now I'm thinking about how to, you know, gather resources and move towards another territory and promote myself over there. That's just like basically what it is for me.
So the thing about Kamido sounding Nigerian did not bother you at all?
People will always have opinions. Do you understand? I'm Ghanaian and my passport says I'm Ghanaian. So if anyone else is saying or thinking any other thing, that's just for them to discuss. But for me, it's also for me to move towards my dreams. Do you understand?
All right.
But do you know?
Okay,
before, let me finish. Do you know part of your strategy brought that part of you being Nigeria? Des was the one who told me it's your song.
Right.
When it was on rotation on Plus FM, that before every commercial break, that was your song. Before every program ended, that was your song.
Right.
Now, for me, I felt it was truly a Nigerian song. To him, he told me it was you.
But I'm going to ask you one question. Why did you feel it was a Nigerian song?
Because of the tonation.
And then?
The texture
and even the way you sound,
the
everything.
texture of the production.
Okay.
And then the tones.
All right. I'm going to say one thing. Like, I've always seen it from this angle. Be it a Nigerian song or a Ghanaian song, as long as it's good, it hits you right. That's one thing that you cannot deny. And because we're in the media space, because you are in the media space, you may try to argue it out in the same way. Like, don't you think you're promoting Nigeria? Don't you think you're doing this?
I don't have
that?
any problem with
like,
it.
For me, I'm just addressing it as like, you know, people have always seen it. I think for me, the way I always, you know, saw it was that even if it's Nigeria, because me, myself, I enjoy Nigerian records. There are some Tanzanian records that are on replay on my phone. It's music. It's universal language. Like, speak it the way that it was given to you, the way that you feel it. I'm not, one thing, I can't lie to myself. I can lie to people, but I can't lie to myself. As long as I know that I'm not lying to myself, I'm good to go. You know, I'm doing what is in me. I'm bringing it out. Like, I can't fake it and try to do what people are asking me to do in a certain direction. They didn't give me the talent. You understand?
But is it not like every time you have to say that you are from Volta region in Ghana, I am
yourself.
aware, you have to explain yourself.
I always represent like this airway in my music all the time.
Yes, I get it.
And that's one thing I've learned from even Nigerians, because it's like they always sing Yoruba and then we're singing it here in Ghana. Like you see kids singing the Yoruba and all the other languages in the record, on the song, right? And our people are singing it. And then when I sing airway, it's like, Charlie, people don't really they understand. So you for really speak English and all of that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm sticking to my thing because.
So then, why do you have multiple languages of the remix of Sugarcane? If you're sticking to your thing.
I'm sticking to my thing. How many languages did I speak in?
How many remixes of Sugarcane do you have on your EP?
Cool. So if you want to see it from that angle, I need you to also understand that this is business. This is.
I agree.
So
I am,
yes, yes,
I am
yes,
making
yes.
my
Exactly.
I'm making my argument based on
On
the
what-
facts you
yeah.
give me.
Right.
That you're sticking to your thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But I have multiple languages on the remix.
Like
I mean, you have it. There
I
you
spoke
have
Ewe and English
yes.
and Chi.
Yes.
That is my thing.
It is.
Um,
But I'm saying
So-
you
Yeah.
engaging other people.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem where
Yeah.
you stand with your language.
Okay.
But you're saying is your thing. I need to understand your thing. I'm a media person, so when I'm communicating, I speak fast and say that, okay, this is where he stands. But now you have a whole EP on Sugarcane, about 4 or 5 songs. How many? They're about
4.
yes.
Yeah, 4.
With some of them, even you, the people you featured brought on different languages.
Right.
So when I'm saying your thing, I want to understand why that style,
Okay.
so that I get to understand it better. Because is it because you wanted to penetrate other markets, or is just because this is who you are and you're doing what your people wanted?
Okay, cool. I'm a creative and as well as a business person or business-minded creative.
Okay.
So then if I create something like this artifact or this table, and I realize that people are ordering from Nigeria, people are ordering from all parts of the world, then I decide that, you know what, let me push it into this market as well and see how the reception is, like what the reception is going to be like. I'm selling it. I didn't just do it and I'm dashing it out for free. Do you understand? So then the strategy was to, because Sugarcane was becoming a global song, like growing rapidly, let's give it to them in their language as well. Let's give it to these people in the languages that like they speak or understand.
All right, talking about Nigeria and all that, when it comes to BBN, I'm super excited. I was just giving you updates and everything. But then, every Saturday they have parties in the house.
Yeah.
And every Saturday they have party, but then almost every Saturday they play your song Sugarcane. When I watch it, I become very proud. Like, yeah, Ghana is representing, and you don't get
a Ghana boy song.
and you don't get a lot of them. You don't get a lot of song from Ghana. They don't play a lot of Ghana song, but almost all the time you feature on there. How does that make you feel?
It only makes me feel that when I put in the efforts, like the world will listen to me. Do you understand? That's what it makes me feel. Like I'm happy about it, but I want to do more. Like it just shouldn't be one of my records. Like it should be more of my records. Like
So
yeah.
that shows that, okay, in a way, Nigeria have also accepted you and probably accepted you for good. So are you looking at, penetrating other markets as well? So now Nigeria have accepted because maybe they say you sound like them, or people have associated you with Nigeria. Are you looking forward to also, moving to other markets? Though we know Sugarcane is going global and all that.
I don't think they accepted me because I sounded like them. I
Okay.
think they accepted me because the
Your
song
music is good?
was a beautiful song. So I just have to keep on making beautiful records
And then probably-
and pushing them. Do you understand?
December is coming.
Yes,
It's
sir.
almost here. When am I seeing Camido's concert? Full Kamido concert? Just you.
Yeah, I can't promise you anything. Like we've been thinking about it. We've been thinking about having a concert for Kamido, and so
Yeah.
my fans can always come out and have a good time. But the thing also about me is I don't want to start if like
You
I
can't
don't
finish.
have a solid foundation. It's almost as if like you're building and then you finish or you get to a point and then the whole building collapses. Do you understand? So then I'm just trying to like solidify my foundation. Once that is done, I can be
think of something like
sure that like I would announce and I will stand by it and do it like annually, not just do it this year and next year I'm unable to do it because like my foundation wasn't strong and certain things were not put in place for the longevity of the whole concept brand and all of that. So that's just what I'm working on. I'm just trying to be honest to myself and to my fans who invest time and energy in, my products.
I mean, a couple of days back, Pato Rankin was talking about the fact that those times in Nigeria, you have to hear Tick's song, you need to hear VIP. Is that the same with yourself and your young groups in Nigeria? Is the reception same in Nigeria? Kitty, yourself, Kami, Eugene, is that it?
Yeah, we're getting that reception. Like, one of the things that I've noticed about their industry is they're up for business. Do you understand? They understand what it is that they're into. It's show business, and who is willing to show is who is gonna be known. Do you understand? Like, so what you show us, if we love it, then we patronize it. So it's all about marketing for them.
You're talking marketing strategy. The remix, the lead featured artist on it should be show me let me see. I mean that part.
Yeah.
Was it a strategy to just begin with that so that it gets somewhere? Because on TikTok, as the song was promoted, whichever, like it just that break and that continuation there was just for the song.
Yeah. Just as I am, if you give me a song to jump on, I if you dictate something to me and it doesn't sit well with me, I would love to do it my style. Do you understand? So with the influencers, TikTok and whatever was trending with the song, I didn't dictate to them that go with this. I didn't. Like, listen to the song, whatever you want to do. Like, just have fun with the song. That's just the part that they were like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I get it.
I didn't dictate to them, but people thought that, okay, you know, it should have been your part. You are letting me win and all of that. But at the end of the day, like, the record is mine.
You're making
All right.
money.
Talking about your strategy, I realize with the TikTokers, you give them food to eat. You fed them.
Right.
You open a door for them in terms of this creative maniac you brought along.
Yeah.
You brought them together a couple of times, let them listen to the song. You asked them to do their own thing with it. How did you figure out that the cost of production, the cost of promotion is that expensive? But if I segment and create this particular niche with these TikTokers, these are the outcome, which really that outcome is real and everybody is going there. How did that strategy work? Because you seem to know your game. You talk about record, you talk about your marketing, you talk about your strategies and things. How did you position that to work for you with the small resources you have? I mean, the 80-20 rule you applied. How did it make it work?
To be honest, like, I don't have it all figured out, to be honest. Like, I can, in this, like, this particular question, my answer is I just feel blessed, you know? Sometimes, like, you even have the keys, but it doesn't open. The door just decides not to open. Do you understand? There's an element of grace that plays out in every business. Do you understand? So that I can tell you for a fact that it's not something we really planned and went for, and then it worked out just the way we planned it. Like, you can always make plans, but you know.
Do you pray before you perform? Do you pray before you put your scripts together?
obviously, we got the gift and then the talent live from a higher power. So
I love
can't
your
tell
song.
you that I
love
pray,
your song,
bro.
but yes, I'm asking because I mean, in all things you give to the maker who gave you grace.
Right.
How do you prepare for a show? Let's say if you happen to have performed with
The Global Citizen
Citizen, huge platform.
Right.
How would you have taken it? Would you have prayed before getting on stage? What would you have done differently that you know this is what gives me the momentum to nail my show?
I really appreciate the question. I feel like it's a beautiful question. I want to answer it, but I'm gonna tell you that I can't ask KFC to tell me how do you make the chicken. How?
Okay.
That's
my recipe. And like you know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank
So
you for answering my question with a literal word. I mean, I'm
I know if you might. So now let's. I mean, we've now stepped onto the global festival.
But then I just wanted to find out something from him. You know, most of these young artists complain about, you know, how some artists more or less take a line or two from them, or they go to them that they want to do a music with them, and then before they know, they are out with it. One gentleman, Scanner, came recently on our show, and he explained that he wanted to have a song with you, but then before he know, you did the song in a way, like you rebranded it in the way and did it. What's your take on that? That really happened?
who is that?
And why? You don't know about him?
No, I don't know.
Time changes.
Right?
I don't know who it is. Scala? Did you say Scala?
Scanner.
Scanner.
Right.
Bruv. I don't know. And well, I've heard instances where people complain that another artist steals their song.
Right.
And all of that. I don't know how to answer that question, to be honest. And I feel like if you truly believe that your record or your composition has been stolen, there are appropriate bodies that you can, approach
Yeah.
to deal with these issues. Like, you don't just chase clouds.
For him, he says it feels good because he thinks that, well,
Bro,
you are someone he
don't
also
try to
look at
come
to,
here
so
and claim no
it
credits
feels
for
good
nothing.
that-
Like, I don't know nobody called Scanner. Even if I knew somebody, I don't know the person by that name. And what song was the person referring to?
I don't know the song, but he said he actually dealt with you and then George Braithen as well. He said it right here on his
I'm barely in the studio with George, though. Like, I'm barely in the studio with George. So if someone is saying they should come forward,
Okay.
I don't mind.
And then
Come
you
forward,
could
though.
take
Yeah.
that.
Okay,
Alright.
so let's talk about the global. It was obviously a huge platform. You've been on Afro Nation. What's the difference? The preparation there, getting onto that platform, and looking at what we do here. What's it? What's it really?
Are you asking what I think goes into the event planning? Or
Yes, and,
like for
and the whole concept, having to be on Afro Nation and the experience there.
Yeah, it's a very big platform. Like, it's actually now a global concept. Like, it's a global brand, Afro Nation. And being on that, like, for me, I was excited. I was like super excited to have gotten that opportunity. Do you understand? Because then if you're performing on a stage like this, you want to get here and try it out and see how it's done. Then so that when you get more of these, you can actually deliver well and be booked for the next one and the next one. For me, I think that so much went into it with regards to production, the sound, the everything. It's just times 5 of what I normally see, or
What
times
we do
4,
here.
of what I normally see or I'm used to. Do you understand? So that was an elevation. I think they invest a lot in the sounds, and plus I watched a bit of the Global Citizens awards. Is it Global
Festival.
Citizens Festivals?
Yeah.
I watched a bit of it. I've really been busy. I haven't had time to, but I watched Stoneboy's performance,
we'll play
Jackie's
that in a
performance,
bit,
and all of
yeah.
that. And one thing I think they do is they invest a lot of money in building a set. Production wise, in the studio we use stuff like preamps and all of that. Normally people just go put up a show. Like the normal idea people think is involved in putting up a show is getting speakers, getting a mic, getting an MC, getting some wooden structure, and then starting maybe
that's
a
it.
backdrop and then
Yeah.
starting a show. But there's more to it, there's a whole production stuff that
goes into it.
enables the sound to come to the outputs to come to the people as though it was recorded in a studio. Do you understand? So I just think that
Have you ever heard any show, a rider that this is my standard? I mean, I want to give my people the best.
Right.
If you want to have a Kamido, that's my standard.
Yeah.
And had they delivered? And when they were not able to deliver, what was your take?
Okay, I'll just want Kamido to just think about the answer to that question because we need to go for a quick break. And what we can, but we continue with our discussion with Camido here. When we come, we'll talk about Kaba and all the others. Of course, the global citizens. We've got some snippets for you. So let's take that. We'll be back shortly. Okay, so welcome back. That was some highlights from the Global Citizen Festival that took place at the Black Star Square over the weekend. Huge concert. Big shouts to the organizers. Of course, the president of the country was there. Why are you laughing? The president was there.
Yeah, great,
he was
great,
there.
great thing.
And
Great
also,
stuff.
Sugarcane, Stoneboy opened up the show at 6:28 p.m. 6:28 p.m. That's when Stoneboy went to the stage. And then Sugarcane came through, Jackie came through, Togo Storms, and Kwesi Arthur, Tiwa Savage came in, Asha performed, Oxlade, and all that. Everybody's talking about how this has helped shape our idea or our thinking of such huge stuff. Kamido, let me begin with you. Going forward, we've seen that this brings a lot of creatives because if you mention the number of creatives, Ghanaian creatives who got involved in this, and number of even those who were renting cars got their part of this. Why do you think our authorities wouldn't just put in so much money in the industry that you've been? How would you describe it?
I think that it's one with so much potential, but it's it doesn't get the needed support. Maybe for one or two reasons that is not best known to me. But I realized that there were a number of Ghanaian like creatives that worked on the whole logistics here and there and all of that. And I've always believed that Ghanaians have it, like we've got it. I can tell you, for instance, like music videos, right? There are directors that could make badass like videos that can match up to like all that we see on the world stage.
Yeah.
But the problem they complain about is we don't have the funding. And that is true. Like, I remember when I was making Sugarcane remix, right?
Okay.
I said, you know what, I'm not going to Nigeria to go and get their director at like the fee. I'll rather throw that budget on a Ghanaian director to make the music video, and he delivered. Do you understand? And I know there's more in him or like
Who shot
a couple
it? I
other
forgot
people.
the name.
Shout outs to Rex. He shot
Oh,
it,
yeah,
right?
yeah, Rex.
You
yeah,
know,
true.
we have Gio, our legendary director. And I think he's like the first director to have shot like a music video for like Ed Sheeran or like
Yeah.
a global artist as such. So I've always believed that Ghanaians, we have it, but we lack the funding to make it happen. So it's many a times we're forced to like cut down the budget and make it, and still make it work, but we don't meet that global standard. That is the problem, I think.
That is the problem, and we're all hoping that moving on, a lot of things will work out. I mean, as Coco mentioned, I'd want to know on such a stage, the next time, if you perform on such a stage, does that add to, my amount to shut up?
Yeah, the price will change. The price could change. It will change. Like, obviously, like, yeah. The higher
How much do I need to book you for a concert?
And to do a show like that, you're gonna like need more. Like you saw the people that came on stage, the backing vocalists, the band,
the dancers,
whole bunch of like stuff that goes in. So obviously all of these people need to be paid. So you have to
six
also,
figures.
So that's what I'm saying, that
Beyond.
with that impact,
yeah.
a normal show calls you and they want something like that. What would be your position?
It depends. That like if I know that this is the nature of the concert, then I know what I have to bring on board, and then all of these things are calculated, and then the fee is given to you. Every artist and their rider. Like some people don't usually use an in-ear. Some people don't like to use BVs. They just want to mime. Some people want to sing it live and all of that. So for me, like I have my ways of doing these things when I'm doing a live show.
Would you mime it on a paid show?
I usually don't mime, like even on free shows. Like I usually don't mime. I play the backup track and I sing.
You sing along.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a very fruitful discussion. We loved every bit of it. But you see, we're enjoying the thing at the time too. They fly like that. We've got to wrap up. But Kaba, you dropped Kaba. You have the EP, around the world. Everything's going smooth for you. Great year.
Yep.
Looking forward to awards next year?
Yeah, I've been nominated in an Afrima.
Yeah, the Afrima, I
as
saw that.
best newcomer. So we're hoping to push forward with that, and also the coming awards and all of that. I also want to use this opportunity to big up the man called Sadiq. I'm not too sure. Baba Sadiq, right?
Baba Sadiq, yeah.
I wasn't too sure of the surname, so to mention. But he always like comes through like with regards to quality, productions. So I believe that this is another motivation for him to like, do great. But my song Kaba is out. The visualizer is on YouTube. It's a very beautiful record. I would love for you guys to check it out. Thank you.
That's I like that man more than even
Even Sugarcane.
Sugarcane?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we've
that
got
is
to,
a you I know.
Look, we've got to wrap up. Kamido, thank you so much
Thank you for
coming through today. I really do appreciate you coming, and also to your viewers watching us on DSTV channel 277 on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana, and in your homes, your offices, wherever that you are. Thank you so much. We've got to wrap up. My name is Desmond Okreko, so you can call me Desifading the Starboy here with Helen K.
Yes.
And of
It's been a
course,
great time, yeah.
Coca. And big shout out to the production team, Nanaya Tonabuachi, Jesse, the rest of the guys.
We are grateful.
Tornado. So yeah, up next is News Flash with Kenneth. Jesse, do enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.